Hey there guys, it's Joel here from Aussie Chart Trends. Today's market update is for the week ending Friday the 25th of January 2013. In today's update we're going to be checking out the smp500 and then we're going to take a look at the asx200. Before we do that though, I've just got to remind everyone that aussiecharttrends.com.au and this video are for educational purposes only. Nothing stated at the site or in this video is intended to be used as any form of investment advice. I'm not a licensed professional. You need to make your own decisions regarding your investments. I'm just here to help anyone searching for a practical direction in today's markets. Okay, following up from last Thursday's video, I did say that I had a small announcement to make. Now that announcement is that I am going to be going subscription based with the website. Now, first of all, the launch of the members area is on Monday the 4th of February. And why would you join as a member? Well, after the close between 4 and 7 p.m. Monday through to Thursday, you'll receive a video update on the technical patterns in the smp500 and in the asx200. Each video has written commentary about the day's move and things to keep an eye on. So incorporating this into your own trading can be of great benefit, and you'll get an overall idea of how healthy the market is. On Saturday afternoon, you'll receive the weekly review of the markets. So the best thing is that you'll learn some of the original techniques used by technicians in the early 1900s. So I'll endeavour to prepare a new video after the close each day. However, there will be times and circumstances that will make it impossible for me to do so from time to time. We'll define daily as being 95% of the days that the markets are open, that I should be able to get a video out to you. The other benefit is that you can learn how human emotion is a driving factor in the overall marketplace. And if you have been watching my videos, I'm sure that you would agree with me that there is definitely patterns that do represent human emotion in the marketplace. And the only other thing that I would say is that I hope that you could consider being a subscriber to the site. And if you'd like some more details, just pop past the website there at aussiecharttrends.com.au and there will be a few more details on the website there on the main page. Okay, let's take a look at the smp500. Looking here at the smp500 here on the hourly chart, we've been viewing this market now for some time with a view that we will eventually get up to around that 1530 level, which is around this orange line here. Now the S&P, in the last weekly review, we extended these blue lines out, and this week the S&P 500 rallied on up to this blue line here, this top channel line, and we were expecting that this would act as an area of resistance, and the S&P 500 has done just that. Now if I zoom the chart in a little bit more, since Friday week we've seen the S&P 500 rally up between this bottom channel line and this top channel line. So in the short term guys, the S&P 500 are heading up. Now in the coming week, let's just keep our eye on this bottom line here and see if the market breaks this channel line. And if it does, I would say that we'd probably have a bit of a pullback around to that 1495 area, or a little bit lower in the 1490s there. But I don't think that we would have a huge sell-off. I think if anything, we would have just a small pullback, and then we would start heading on back up towards that target of our 1530 area. We have a quick look on the daily chart, and let's just take a look at a really long-term chart. Going back the last 20 years or so, the S&P 500, each time it's rallied up to this 1550 or 1600 area, we've come back down hard into a bear market. We've rallied on up, then we've come back down into that financial crisis that we witnessed. Now the S&P appears to be coming up in this rising wedge pattern, and we're heading straight up to that area again. So it's important in the coming months that we do observe the market for potential bullish and bearish patterns. The very fact that the S&P 500 appears to be coming up in a rising wedge pattern, defined by this bottom line here and this top green line, is that they usually have a bearish outcome. So we are going to keep a very close eye on this index in the months ahead, because we don't want to get trapped in any positions when everything's looking rosy. Now one thing that I will say is that if you read the papers or you listen to the news, you'll notice that the breeze is starting to change. When they get on the TV and say that things are looking very healthy and we're going to get to new highs and all these bold predictions start coming out, that's when all the smart money starts to pour out of the market, and a lot of people get stuck in long positions just as they did here in the financial crisis. So just be aware at the moment, and I think it's time to start putting the blinkers on, even though we do have that target of that 1530 area, which I think we will get to, and I'll probably say we'll head on up to test the 2007 highs around that 1560 area. Alright guys, let's take a look now at the asx200. Okay, Monday and Tuesday of this week, the asx200, we were looking at this lower boundary line here. Now this yellow line, we extended it out, and the asx200 briefly got underneath it there on Thursday's trade, but we were looking at a potential rising wedge pattern defined by this bottom yellow line, and this blue line was actually yellow, and on Thursday's video we changed this line to blue and we extended this line all the way back, and on Thursday's video we were able to see that there was a little bit of extra data here in the chart that looked like a little handle pattern. So then it made me take a step back and have a look over at the overall pattern ever since the 3rd of January. And what we did there on Thursdays, we just extended this top blue line back. We can see here that we've got a left shoulder, a head, and then a right shoulder that's formed with a breakout. So this looks like a little inverted head and shoulders pattern. The only thing I don't like about this pattern is that the more you look back, it looks as if that the market has rallied up hard in this channel, then we've gone up diagonally, and now we seem to be going sideways. So the only suspicion that I do have is that we're starting to round over, and when you start to see the markets rounding over, there could be a potential signal that the markets are starting to turn. But however, for the moment, we have just measured the depth of this pattern, and we've added that onto exactly where the market has broken out, and you can see here that the asx200 has a target there of around that 4,885 area. This higher boundary line, which is an area that has acted as resistance before. Looking on a 2-month chart, this top boundary line held as resistance in late August of 2012, and then we also seen another level of resistance there in October of 2012. Now we've been anticipating that the asx200 may get up to this area and just tackle it. Now the other interesting thing about this pattern is the exact depth of this pattern reaches fairly close, guys, to the top line of this channel. It exceeds it a tiny bit. So in the week ahead, let's just keep our eye on this bottom yellow line, because sometimes inverted head and shoulders patterns do fail, and we could see a fail at this blue neckline. But then if we did see this pattern fail and come below this yellow line here, and even take out our levels below our right shoulder level, which would be on this blue line here, that's when we would have to start worrying about the asx200 creating a bearish pattern. But for now, guys, let's see if we can get up to this area, and I would say that that would be probably a temporary top in the coming weeks ahead. Alright, that pretty much wraps up today's market update, guys. Thank you so much for your support, and even if you choose not to be a subscriber, I still respect the fact that you watch these videos from week to week, and I do appreciate your support and your emails. If you have any questions about this subscription, just pop me an email over at support@aussiecharttrends.com.au, and I'll be happy to answer back to you as soon as possible. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys on Monday for a free daily market update.